I realize I'm being disingenuous, and my 12-year creative mental block, ladies and gentlemen of the winning team. First of all, my apologies. It's 1 a.m. and I am sweating because I was just out listening to music and dancing because, like, literally when it's cold and it's dark, like in this winter, it's just the best thing ever. And like, honestly, coming out from that, and I am literally sweating, my window's open. I can't even put anything else on because it would make bad background noise. But anyway, it made me realize that the person that I am, like, I feel like I have an alter ego. Like, it's something I've always kind of believed in. And I used to have a name for said alter ego. And I actually think that that alter ego's person is more the real me than the me that I am right now. This is so deep. And this is going to be one of them videos, okay? So click off if you don't want to hear about it. It's fine. But I'm on a journey, and I committed to, I like to be somebody that holds up to my commitments. I committed to the Lord that I would share my journey with you guys, and all I've had to say are negative things over the past few days, although it's felt like a few weeks. But today, after what just happened, because it's like there's this one song, I might play it for you guys tomorrow. And every time I listen to it, it's like a proper dancey song. And I've been listening to it every time I like leave the house for like the past 3 weeks. And as soon as I hear this song, I just feel like the performer within me that like no one has ever like seen really just come out from me. And it just feels so good and it feels so natural. And I feel like, oh my gosh, this is where I'm supposed to be, because the last few days I've been digging deep because I've been thinking the year's coming to an end. There's not a single thing I feel like I want. Everything feels like a lot of hard work. I'm bored. Like, if somebody was to offer me right now a whole bunch of money, the money alone wouldn't solve anything, even if you offered me 1 billion, because my issue is with the state of the world and the state of the church, So basically I've realized just now that I'm disingenuous when it comes to most people because I kind of hold back everything. And that's why when I'm like alone with God, or like I remember when I was 16, this is why I say it's been 12 years, like I would be alone, for hours, like dancing, like just to myself. Like there wasn't like a really specific goal, and I wasn't planning on showing anybody, but I would just spend hours literally dancing. And I realized that whoever that girl was, she doesn't exist anymore. Like, and ever since then, as soon as I started to pursue it past the point of just me alone, I no longer wanted to be involved. It's the same thing with me in music. Like, I'm glad I shared this stuff with you guys, but I'll be honest, first of all, I'm not happy with how things went anyway, as I've said. Not important. We all have to just do the first. You just got to try and keep trying. But I feel like as soon as I share anything with anyone, like literally anyone other than God, it ruins that thing for me, and I don't want to do it anymore. And like that's kind of how I feel about dance. That's kind of how I feel about music even now, and just like a lot of things. Like as soon as I know that I'm sharing it with people, I no longer want to do it. Like I was thinking about it in my YouTube channel that, I actually missed the days when I was talking to the camera, but like as if nobody was watching, because nobody really was. And so one of my greatest fears is actually blowing up on social media. That's one of my greatest fears, is actually blowing up, because I feel like, I don't know, as soon as you share things with other humans, it just doesn't end well. And I feel like a big part of that is that the people wreaking havoc and making it a bad thing are very loud, and the people who are not making it a bad thing are very quiet, which I already know. Like I'm not a huge YouTube channel, I'm not a big influencer, but like I'll never forget when the cancelled podcast finished, right? I got really upset because there were people in the comments who were like, oh my gosh, we're so sad that this show's coming to an end. You guys have been like I can't believe this is happening. I've been a silent viewer. And I was like, yeah, being a silent viewer, like you're ruining it for everybody else. Like you're ruining it for yourself, because then all the only people who get to have all the who get to be at the forefront are the negative people. And like I'm constantly, like realizing like, oh wow, this so and so person, like they don't hate me and they're not completely mad at me. But the thing is, because they're not, and because whatever, they're not really saying anything. All I hear is the voices of condemnation and what you call it, critique. And it's like, that is the exact opposite of what helps you as a creative. Because when you create something, you just want to like just get like lost in it and not overthink it. And I'm used to overthinking it, not because again I necessarily care what people think, but I'm used to like being forced to only do what I'm told I'm allowed to do. And I live in a world with that, where that's my experience on a day-to-day basis of like, as soon as I do anything for myself, like, and I just say, you know what, I'm doing this for me, I have to then in doing that, I have to decide to bear the brunt of all the backlash, of which there is far more backlash than there is like understanding and like excitement about the situation. And so it's just like, it just doesn't feel worth it. Like, I remember exactly, I was in New York, it was Thanksgiving 2023. And that's when it hit me. That's when it hit me that like God was like, yeah, you can't do this life thing alone, all the things you want to do now. Because obviously I achieved what I wanted to initially achieve already, like becoming a professional like choreographer. Even just now, like the song I was listening to is actually by Chris Brown, ironically. And he just makes music that's just perfect to dance to. And like the fact that literally, this is what I'm saying, it's the numbers of things that could have happened, but like literally the place I was teaching, one of the classes I was teaching, once I left, like not long after, like maybe a year or two, when they finally let him back in the UK, even though he's only supposed to have a 5-year ban, but that was about like 12 years. But anyway, and actually more than that, because if he's 36, this Rihanna situation happened when he was 18 plus, yeah, so it's longer than 5 years by far. And he went to the exact studio I was teaching at in London. I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. Because obviously I've said to you guys, I don't, even though it seems like I would, because it's how society thinks. That's why I hate doing anything with anyone. Oh, because it's Chris Brown and you must only like him because you're attracted to him. He's never been my type. Can I tell you that he has never been my type? I've honestly I've honestly genuinely fancied more the guy who's like the guy Matthew. This guy called Matthew came to fix the washing machine, and he had his shoes were like damaged, and like he was just here to do his job, and he was so focused, and I was like, I would love to corrupt you. That's the problem. Matthew was a bit of me. And it's always the Bible characters as well, can I just add? Maybe Christopher's, I don't know, is Chris in the Bible? I don't know. But he's not my type. But he is like, I've grown up, like since I was like 11, I listen to his music and I relate to him on so many levels, because he's like somebody that's really talented and good at certain things, but then an absolute horror show at others. And also on top of being a horror show at others, cannot get his life together. And that's how I feel right now, where I'm like, I want to just like delve in and just like let go and just become this, like, I don't know, creative, I guess, again. Because the funny thing is, I was just thinking about this while I was out and about, that I put myself here again. I'm the one to blame. Scared to Live, my song Scared to Live, could not be truer to how I feel, because I truly blame myself for everything. Like, I blame myself for absolutely everything that's ever happened to me. I really do. And like, you know, what was I going to say? Hold on a minute. I forgot where my thought track was going. When I realized that me and the Lord were doing other things outside of what I wanted to share, because I was like, I don't want to share what we're working on, like the creative aspect, like as an adult and stuff, because I just felt like it wasn't right or the right time, and I didn't want to make a big deal about it. Like, I regret ever telling anybody that I was a dancer, but I also regret ever telling anybody that I was a teacher. And so I feel like both of those things, they come with expectations. Like, I can't go to a party with people that know that I'm a dancer without people being like, can you show us a dance move? Can you and feeling like I'm again under scrutiny. I just want to go and vibe. That's why I miss like going out partying when I was at uni, because not because of the uni parties themselves, but because of the friendship groups I had, because I had different friendship groups that were all connected to dance. So like when there were different dance crews, I was part of different dance crews. I was in one dance competition team that was my own team. I was in another dance crew that was like a professional dance crew. I was also in a professional dance company. And then I also had my other friends that were just dancers, like, but they didn't have to like, be in a group. So when I would go out with those guys, like, and we would go out and we would dance together, like at parties, it wasn't a big deal. Like whether if you did a big performance or if you didn't, like we would do dance battles, but we also wouldn't. We also didn't have to go out and dance every time. You know what I mean? It was so nice to just like not have any expectation. And I realized everything I hate about being me is that people just expect so much more of me than I actually think I'm capable of giving. And that's what gives me the mental block aspect, where it's like I can't just create because there's all this expectation because of the things I've already done, which goes back to the teaching. Like, I'm always kind of like, I don't want to have kids because I feel like because I've worked with them for so long, the expectation is higher of me than other people. Like, I'm being so real and honest, you guys, with you all. I feel like the expectation for what I'm supposed to achieve, like, and what I'm supposed to be as a woman, as a mother, whatever, is so much higher than what other people are going to be able to get away with, because that's always been my reality. Like, it's like you're the older sibling. Oh, you should you're the role model. We're happy if you're mature for your age and you're responsible. Oh, your younger siblings and your younger cousins and the younger people in the church and the younger people in the community and the kids that you teach. Like, even the doctor in the hospital, right? When I was just there, he said to me, "You're a teacher. Come on, you can't allow yourself to get to this point. Like, you have to look after yourself because they're looking up to you." And I was like, I wanted to be like, screw you people that keep putting all this pressure on my shoulders. I didn't ask for. Like, I didn't ask to be in this position. I didn't ask for this. It's just so much pressure. So it's no wonder that I can go out in the middle of the night when there's nobody out there and it's cold and it's dark and it's winter and everybody wants to be inside being warm and cozy, and I want to be freezing my legs off. I've been out like I was about to lift my leg, and then I realized I'm not wearing any socks and I just am not showing my feet on the internet. That's just not something we're doing. But yeah, like I'm out in my socks, I'm sweating like in this cold, and I'm dancing, and I was feeling so much joy. And it was just like because nobody else is there, like nobody else other than God. And it's crazy to me that people look at God as somebody who's like always expecting the most extreme, when to me that's humans. That's why when I share anything, like my song that I wrote, you guys, and the song that I wrote, that you guys haven't heard, is genuinely like the thing. I think I'm one of the things I'm the most proud of ever that I've ever done, like creatively, like, because it's such a beautiful song. And it's because I wrote it like as if I was singing directly to the Lord, you know. And I've just never shared it with you guys because I just feel like as soon as you share anything with any human, like it doesn't matter, it's gonna be ruined. And that's what I realized. Like I go into the studio, like I'm out here dancing. Every time I listen to this song, I'm just like, and this has happened to me throughout my last 12 years of my life, because even when I used to choreograph as a dancer, I was never a great dancer or great choreographer. That's why I stepped away, and that wasn't me being hard on myself. But I know that when I see somebody who creates like from within, like, when you've created from within, like Scared to Live is something that only someone like me would talk about, how I'm not scared to die but I'm scared to live. Like that is like the motto of my life, you know. But when like you can see it, like you can tell. That's why I like listening to Chris Brown, because you can see that he like embodies his message, and like it's him that's the signature of his songs and everything like that. So you know having to try and share myself with others is just something I just can't do. And it's just because like I for some reason, unlike other people, because other people don't get the same response I do, but I just I can never win with the Jew of the sheeple in any way. Like I can never ever win. I just can't win. And I feel like some of it is just that the people who are winning are not as loud as the people who are making the people who are making me who believe I'm winning are not as loud as people who make me feel I'm losing. But then also because of that, and because I'm not used to understanding, like the last few months, even this entire year, because I made a video yesterday talking about how I feel about the year, and I'm not going to upload it. But one of the things that stuck out to me, that's really stuck out to me, and here I go, about to cry again, is I can't believe how many people have actually given me the grace that I feel like I needed. Like, I can't believe how many of you guys in the winning team have like really stood by me and like not like ever in any aspect ever made me feel like, you know, I shouldn't just go for it. You know, that's what made me start to think about it. And there's plenty of people who have been more than happy to step into the position of making me feel like you need to just like silence yourself, like just hide away, like you're the problem, everything about you. You know, even the song choice of the songs I listened to, I was like, God, can I even, because this is what I would dance to, but should I show this? Because like, that's something, am I being disingenuous? Because I don't feel bad in the presence of the Lord, because I know where I'm coming from. And it's also just my personality, but then in the presence of everybody else, and it's like, as soon as I include everybody else, or anybody else, not even everybody else, but anybody else, it just ruins it. Like, now I have a song that I love, and I really love the song, like because one of the things I realized, like, in leaving London, and I knew it at the time, is the way I went about how I used to choreograph song dances, right? When I started out wanting to be a dancer and a dance teacher and a choreographer, I wanted to create like from the heart, you know what I mean? But I ended up just creating what I felt like was expected of me, and unfortunately it worked in a lot of aspects, but it wasn't like me being creative. And also because I grew up watching so many dance videos of like people just like I've that's why I know all the industry so well, like in terms of a lot of things, because when you look at it from a dancer's perspective, it's different, because the dancer isn't at the forefront, but the dancers are always there. So when you like are keeping up to date with which choreographers are like the ones doing the choreography, and like I was taught by some of the industry choreographers myself, as I've said before on my channels. I've been in their classes, I've been in places where they're teaching me and stuff like that. It taught me a lot of things. And one of the things that I feel like I took away from that was just how important the dancers actually are, like, and like how important it is to kind of lose yourself, like in the creativity. And like, I just don't possess the ability to lose myself into anything. And I feel like maybe that's where my mental block comes from when it comes to creativity, because I will be like I just was out listening to music, and I'll just feel so free, and I can like visualize my entire choreography. And then the second I decide I'm going to go into a studio and I'm going to try and record this, or I'm going to go and teach this to somebody, problems. And then I just start to overthink it all. And that's what brings me to the mental block. And that's also what made me realize I'm being disingenuous, because like when I'm with the Lord, I'm out here, I don't hold back singing. Like even when I was singing Scared to Live, like it just doesn't sound the same like in the video that I posted at the performance, or even whenever like I tried to post my new song, the one I said I absolutely love. Hold on, I'm going to close the window. Like it doesn't sound the same coming out of my mouth as it does when I'm just like at peace in like out nature, like, and it's just me and God. And like, and I really wanted to, and that's why I haven't posted that song either, even though I honestly feel like that song encompasses my exact feelings about the season we're all living in right now, especially as real believers. And you know, I cried for days after I wrote that song, because I was so proud of myself that I managed to push something like that out of myself. But it's just like in my head, it's like, what's the point? Like, what's the point? Like, that's always the question that's in my head. Like, what's the point? Like, like you can succeed as long as you're the only person you're relying on for success is yourself. Like, that's what it is. Like, that's where the disingenuousness comes from it. Because it's like, I will present like the teacher thing. The teaching thing is one of the things that's become annoying, that's what I'm associated with. And I actually regret making that decision, but I made that as a physical decision because I was like, I knew I was still working on a lot of things, and a lot of things I haven't even spoken about with you guys yet. But I was looking at a lot of things, and I decided, well, if I just talk about being a teacher to everybody, whoever asks what I do, then that's an aspect of my life I don't really care about. And I don't think and that was a conscious decision that if a random person, especially because I've been living in this town, excuse me, if a random person comes up to me and is like, oh, what do you do? I'm more than, okay, hold on. Got hiccups, I gotta get rid of these. Yeah, if a random person from my past asks me like, what do you do for your job? Like, I'm not gonna try, I don't want to have to be the one to be like, well, actually, I've been working as a professional choreographer in London. Like, I don't want to have to say that because I don't want to have to deal with this is what I'm saying. I've been disingenuous. I'm realizing that I've been disingenuous. So I'll just be, oh, I'm just teaching. I've just been teaching. Like, and that's my like go-to. The problem is now that that's become my personality and what people associate me with, and I actually hate it. It's actually my least favorite thing about myself, actually, because I feel like it's a waste. It's a waste of time me being good at teaching with a generation that's been brought up with parents that are not doing enough and don't give a crap. And it's a waste of my time teaching adults who are just children with pride added, suffering from arrested development, haven't even grown up. They've just gotten older. It's a waste of time. And in a world with a weak body of Christ and a deluded world, it's a waste of time. So the fact that I've let that become the forefront of my personality now, as opposed to, oh my gosh, I'm a dance teacher, I'm a choreographer, I'm a professional choreographer. I miss those days. Like, honestly, I miss those days. I miss being considered like, not considered, but like I miss like, you know, booking dance jobs. I miss like, I was thinking about it today, like just now when I was out dancing, like, God, get me in the studio. Like, just get me in the studio. Like, if it was up to me, my perfect winter, we got winter starting in a couple of days, and this is why I'm depressed, because I'm like, God, I know you can do anything, but like, I don't want to just waste another winter. I would spend just so many hours in the studio, the singing studio, the dance studio. Like, I would spend so many hours in the studio and just like, just keep trying things. Because it's not that I've given up on trying. It's that I've understood the climate of which I've stepped into and how I'm going to be treated. And I feel like when I was 16 and I was just dancing for hours, like I was so desperate. Like I was, as a 16-year-old, right, guys? Oh, hold on a minute. Sorry, I realized I should charge my headphones because we live in the 21st century and they died while I was out. That's the only reason I came back. Otherwise, I probably would have been here in like 3 o'clock. But anyway, so what I realized at 16 was that, Holy Spirit, please be with me, was that at 16, when I was 16, drop of 16, yeah, my producer Danny B the Airhead, he has a song called about drop of 16. It's a good song. Anyway, also he's what unsung hero, because the fact that he's able to put my thoughts into a song that we can actually I can sing along to is just insane, and it's just a testament to his talent. And one of these days I will make a video for you guys and I'll show you what my voice notes were that were me singing the song prior to then him making the song and us doing the song together, because then you guys will see that you'll be like, how the heck did this guy? But anyway, when I was 16, like I think about me being 16 like every day probably. And the reason is, like, when I was 16, I had all this hope in my heart of like, I had got to an age where I'd been like, because like I said, I started listening to Chris Brown when I was like 11, and I was always mostly interested in his dance ability more than anything else, more than the vocals. And he can sing and he can rap. And many other dancers. And the reason why he was at the forefront is because many of the dancers would use his songs. And when it came to me being 16, I had previously been selling stuff on eBay, like through my mum's account. Basically, I was doing everything, but I was just using her account because I was too young, since I was like 13, and I used to sell lots of stuff on eBay and like buy and sell and like hustle and whatever. And when I got to 16, I could finally work for myself. I started working at McDonald's, And for that, I did that so that I could pay for the gym and I could pay for a dance class, right? So I did that, and I was like, at that point, I would spend hours because it was also my chore. Like, since I was 11, it was my job to wash all the dishes. So after my brother was born when I was 12, and then obviously I have another brother and my parents, it was my job at the end of the night to wash the dishes. And if I didn't wash the dishes, my phone was going to be taken away. My brothers were never held to those kind of standards ever. And because they would never do their chores, they, to this day, they don't, and they get away with murder, in my opinion. Just like they get away with doing a lot of things. So when I would have to wash the dishes, I'll be listening to music, and that's when I would really like, that's why I can't even be mad about the situation. I'll be like really getting into the music, you know, about like, and just like, because just outside of the kitchen, like at my mum's house, there's a mirror. There used to be a long mirror. You could see your entire body. So I'd be like, well, I have to, it doesn't matter. Like, even though I used to work at that point, after McDonald's, I worked at McDonald's for 3 months. And then I started to work at Decathlon. And Decathlon, I used to finish at 7:30 on the days I had Bible study, which means that I got home about 10. And then on the days I didn't have Bible study, I think I finished at 8 or 8:30. So I'd get home about 9. And so I'd still have to obviously wash the dishes and whatever, and still eat my dinner and whatever, which was a problem. But we won't get into that. So I would be listening to music, like, to try and make this whole experience. And that's when, like, that was really when, like, the dancer within me emerged, I would say, because everything for me was positive and everything was good. And I didn't see anything wrong with anything. Not that I'm trying to say that anything is wrong with anything, but I'm just saying that, like, I didn't at the time. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to do this. And I remember there would be moments where, like, little things would happen. Like, my brother would be like, I feel like I'm blinking so much. My brother would be like, I bet you can't learn this dance move in like 30 minutes. Or like he would say, like, one of the other dumb things he did was, he was like, I bet you can't learn this verse in the next 30 minutes. And do you know what the verse is? I still remember it to now. I got bras in Atlanta, twisting don't leave me in the phantom. Black something cars in the phantom, twisting the black X6 phantom, one 6 look like a phantom. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the words. That's crazy. But yeah, anyway, he just I think he just was trying to get rid of me. I was very like, I was so into the dance thing. Like, I used to annoy everybody because I'll be in the bathroom, because in one of the houses we lived in, we had this whole long length bath, like, mirror in the bathroom. So like I could see most of my body, and I would be in there forever, and people be like, you need to get out of there. And it was annoying for everybody else. I didn't understand that at the time. That's the thing. Anyway, all of that love that I built up from watching all the dance videos, from listening to Chris Brown, from like, and a lot of other people as well. But just not, the reason I'm not mentioning other names is because you guys are not going to know them, because they're like niche dancer people. And watching those people, learning the choreographies, like watching the, like, people who into dance. You'll remember the Upgrade You by will.i.am and Janelle Ginestra. That was like one of the iconic dances that went crazy. Like, there were so many specific dances that went crazy that, like, anybody who was focusing. Anyway, all to say that by the time I was like at uni, and then yeah, it was the time, because basically the long and short of it is, I was the one who had the idea. Well, I didn't have the idea. So I was out at a party, and I'd been already recruited for a dance crew. And somebody else was like, hey, you're going to this uni, like, we haven't had a dance group ever. Like, do you want to do it? And I was like, I'm 100%, like, this is my literal dream. And then the guy running everything was like, no, we can't have her. She's not qualified. We're going to pick one of the other girls. Because one of the girls on the cheer team was in a professional dance group. That's like proper professional, like professional. And they were like, we're going to hire her instead. They tried it with her. 2 weeks, didn't last. Then they tried it with another girl who was also my friend. And she's been trained in every dance style, excuse me, from like Ireland. And it didn't work out with her. either. Then it was left with me and one other girl together who were going to do it together. And then the other girl was like, well, I just wanted to do musical theatre, not dance. So then it was left to me. So I was literally the fourth choice. I was the last choice. And we did the freaking damn thing. Like, everybody was telling me, you're never going to be able to start this team. People have tried years before you. And it was true that they had. You're never, and we did the freaking damn thing. When we went to competition, Go Hard or Go Home, and we came back with a trophy, and everybody was taking pictures with the trophy. Guys, you will never understand how I felt that day, because all I had done, I hadn't even tapped into, which I still haven't, my creative bag. Like, I hadn't like fully actualized myself as a creative, which I still haven't. I had just done what I knew was enough, like to perform. And so when I saw my own dances, like, it wasn't even me holding it. There's lots of cute photos of me holding the trophy and whatever. What was the second competition? The first competition we didn't do very well. And I actually didn't even actually choreograph. That was actually my housemate, who I genuinely believe is a better dancer than me. And she actually judges competitions now. The second competition is the one where we placed, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. We didn't come first, we came second. And we that, and because when they called third and it wasn't us, I was like, we're done. We all thought we were done, and then they called us second place, and they were like literally industry, like actual industry dance choreographers there, and I choreographed that whole routine, and I edited the music myself. I did everything myself. I designed our costumes. I organized the travel. I organized everything, rehearsals. I couldn't believe I pulled it off. Like, my live stream, like, literally, in that moment. And then a week later, like, not even a week, 6 days, we got to do my showcase. And like, it was just amazing. Like, all the dancers, like, in their different dances, we all did our little dances. Well, not little. Other people came to support us, like the other sports teams showed up for me, because I always used to show up for them, and we always used to show up for each other, like, and it was just so incredible, and I couldn't believe it. And like, I lived my dream. And like, I don't think, like, one of the reasons I think I don't talk about the accolades or things I did past there is because at that moment, like, those were like things I thought were unbelievable to like take place for me. And I was also just like, the songs I picked, one of the songs I even picked, basically I'd taken this like 40-minute video. Hold on a minute. So basically, sorry guys, I have to keep pausing. It's because things is happening. I'm too hot. I'm burning up and stuff like that, okay? I'm doing my best. Just a girl. Anyway, so me, I used to take these videos, and this is what I'm missing right now. Like, this is what I was thinking about. Like, when I used to just be in the studio, and I'd be in the studio for like 4 hours, and I would just like record myself. So like, at the time, I would like have my iPad recording me, and then on my phone, and be connected to the speakers, and I'd control the speakers from my phone, and I would just be in the studio alone. And where the studio was, especially at my uni, was like far away from the main buildings. So no one really went to that corner unless you had to be there. So anyway, because I was a captain, the first ever dance captain and founder of the competition team, so just like to add, I used to go there for hours and just record myself. So I decided to record myself all the time. One day I decided to send to this guy that I used to be with one of the videos, or two of them actually. And one of them was like 30 minutes, the other one was like 40 minutes. What in the hell was I thinking? But, excuse me, what I will say is, sorry guys, I'm really bloated because we won't get into my health issues for now. And that's a story for another day. I've touched on it. But anyway, this video as long as it is. So he had messaged me, and he was like, well, he knew I was choreographing the dance piece, right? And I didn't really used to like to dance around him, obviously, either. But then sometimes I would get that feeling of like, well, I'm putting on a show today. But anyway, and I would. And he was like, he sent me a clip from my own video. He's like, I think you should choreograph to this. And like, I was like, that ended up becoming my favorite part of the dance routine. It was actually the finale, the competition finale. And again, it happened because I was just in the studio. I wasn't intending when I took the recordings to send this to anybody. But one day I decided just to send it to him because I thought it'd be fun and funny, as if to be like, this is what I'm up to. Like, and also, like, he might find it, I don't know. We don't know how he'll react. You know, I was curious to see how he would react to the situation. And he never really said much other than being like, as soon as I said I was trying to make a recording, and there was like probably like maybe 20 or to 40 songs in all the footage I sent. And that footage I thought hadn't sent, he was like, I think you should record to this. I think you should make a routine to this. And as soon as he said that, that was also the same song that I did the choreography to in the studio. All of this to get back to the point of, I just don't get how, like, I'm supposed to live life. Like, because on the one hand, you're supposed to just not care about anybody's validation. And, you know, we've been doing this fear of man, fear of God thing with David and Saul. But on the other hand, God is the same one telling me, you're not going to be able to live. This has been 2 years now, 2 years and 1 day exactly since God said to me, you're not going to be able to do this life alone. You need to, because can I tell you that the Thanksgiving in America, I was at the Macy's Day Parade in New York. Oh my gosh, you guys, I was there. I never experienced people being so happy, and it was so uncomfortable for me. Like, I can't express how uncomfortable I was. And I was just like, what the hell? And I met so many lovely people. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was actually amazing. Like, I met a bunch of lovely families, a bunch of random other students. Like, it was lovely. Don't get me wrong. But I just realized, oh, I'm miserable. And I don't know how to overcome this. And I feel like, because I just don't feel like I can let go around people in any way, like around literally anyone other than God. But also that there's this dichotomy in life, is that even the right word, of like, the world says trust no one, but the world says if you're going through things, you should open up to people. It's like, which is the freaking answer here? Because in every stage of my life, there has always been people that were the ones who like championed me and believed in me more than I believed in myself, for everything that I've succeeded in, or for a lot of things, for some of the things I've succeeded in, not all of them, but some of them. Like, there's been people who believed in me more than I believed in myself, and like who've been there to like support me, or at least appreciate what I'm doing, or throw an idea into my head. Like I told you guys, the guy Kofi who runs Urban MBA and business school, and he was like, you need to put your face on the internet. Like, if it wasn't for him, you guys would have never seen my face on the internet, you know. And he's just like one of those people that's like, so I'm just struggling, like, really. And like, I don't think there's any words. I feel like it's the circumstances I'm living in, where I'm like, I'm not in a place in life amongst people who really have my back. And I'm also not in a place where I feel like I can really blossom, because when I'm alone with the Lord, like, I feel amazing. Like, when me and God are alone, just the two of us, I love it. Like, it's I feel like I'm living in bliss, and I'm feeling like there's no feeling like anything on earth that can compete with it. And then as soon as I just tap in back to the world in any way, I'm just like, God, let me die. Like, and that's what I literally say to him. Just let me die. Like, I don't want to make it to 2026. I'll be honest. I don't want to be there. Because a lot of people, when they say that, they're saying that because it sounds nice. But it's like, but if I'm suffering, why do other people get to get euthanasia and I'm supposed to just suffer through? That's not fair. Why do other people, when they're suffering, just because they're suffering, there's like something that's a physical pain, why do I have to keep suffering an emotional pain in the same planet? How is that fair? Oh, and be grateful for what? Grateful for what? What am I supposed to be grateful for? Because all the people that have helped me out, and all the people in my life who I value, who I love, all the people who, they haven't even helped me out in any way, but I just love them, and they're just they're an inspiration by their presence. They're not the people that are most accepted in the world. Like you guys who are here, who watch consistently, I know you guys relate to what I'm going through and you relate to my stories. That's why you're here. So it's like the people that are of value in my life, the people that you think I can go to, are going through the same thing as me. So why are you telling me that I should be so happy to be alive? Like, I had to have this conversation with somebody that I know personally the other day because they were like, oh, well, I'm worried about your behavior at the moment because I was like, yeah, you can be worried. And guess what? It's not going to change until I can get as far away from this place as possible. Because the fact is that you don't realize that I don't see a value in being alive. I don't see any benefit. I see it as hard work and it's too much freaking work. And so how am I supposed to now be going and letting go and letting God in my creativity when I have to do all of this? And what I mean by that is obviously God is going to step in, and I believe that God doesn't say anything about in some of these situations because he wants me to be honest for the sake of others, you know what I mean? So that other people can be like, yeah, you know what? She was right. She was onto something, you know, like I truly believe that's part of what God is trying to do. But then on the other hand, I also think like just because he's doing that, that doesn't give you an excuse. Like, do you know what I mean? That doesn't, and I feel like, especially in times like this is why it's bothering me now because it's the holidays. It's like everyone's just gonna, this is the time when we all pretend nothing's happening and we all pretend everything's fine and dandy. I hate it here. I hate it here on planet Earth. And that's why I don't want to do anything around anybody else. Maybe I'm going to invest in doing things alone, like things like anything creative. But I did shoot myself in the foot by deciding, oh, I'm going to just mention the teaching because the teaching is something I don't care about. But now the teaching is the only thing anybody's talking about, whether it's a job, whether it's oh, you're a teacher. It's like, I wish I never told anybody. Genuinely, I'd rather still be considered a dancer or a singer even. And you guys know that I didn't even want to be outward about the singing story arc. Because this whole teacher thing is like it's a waste of freaking time. And I hate it. I hate my job. I hate it. I can't describe to you guys enough how much I hate it. And I feel like the kids, they deserve somebody who at least is more interested. But I feel like the only people that would be more interested than me are the people who think they're actually doing something because their kids aren't getting anything out of it. That's why I hate it. If I felt like my effort was going to something, I would love the teaching part. And so the fact that I don't is what pushes me to other things because I'm like, hey, well, at least if I choreograph something or if I write a song, at least I got to express myself. At least somebody benefited. But me teaching, nobody benefits. I don't benefit as a teacher and the kids don't. Both of us are actually worse off every single day that we do it. So anyways, I'm going to leave that there, you guys. And I'm sorry if I seem tired. I am tired now because I've been talking for so long. And my blood pressure is I'm no longer like where I was when I first started recording in terms of having all this energy. Well, that's not completely true. It's more just like my back is hurting now because I'm a bit colder and I can feel the bloating. Long story. But I wanted to get this off my chest because, yeah, I've been disingenuous. My relationship with God and how I interact with God and how I interact with people is so extremely different. I'm so much more real and honest and whatever with God, and like with everybody else, I kind of just, I don't expect anything like from anyone. Like it's funny because I'll meet people, even, you know, friends or even men who'll be like, yeah, I'll be friends with you or I'll have a baby with you, but I'll never get married. It's like, you think you've outdone me. I don't even want to do that. I'm a couple hundred steps ahead of you. You think that you just saying, like, this is why it sounds stupid when men say to me that they don't want to have kids. They don't want to be married, but they want to have kids with me, because that happens a lot. I'm a step ahead. I don't want to deal with any of it either, because I think it's all a waste of time. It's all a waste of time. I don't think I'm equipped. I don't think you're equipped. I think we should just leave it, because apparently, according to the older generations before us, they did their best, and look how we all turned out. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to leave that there. The only thing I'm holding on to faith in is God. I've said this. The only thing I'm holding on to faith in is God. God is the only person I have any faith. The only thing. I don't care to succeed in this world. I don't care to have anything that's on offer here. I don't care. The single and only thing I am holding out for is actually God. So yeah, we'll see what happens, I guess. I'm kidding. I do believe we'll make it to the promised land. I believe this is a part of it, you know? Because I'm not making stuff up. Like, what I'm saying isn't crazy. Especially at a time like this in the holidays. Might not be nice to hear for everybody. But it's the truth. It's the truth of what's really happening in the world. And it's the truth of the situation. And yeah, so that's why I think I'm in a mental block. I would have to be happy to want to choreograph. I'd have to be at least a hair more mentally stable to even write songs. I can't do either at the moment because I hate it here so much that all of my energy goes into just making sure I don't actually kill myself. And on that note, if life's a game, if life's a game, let's play to win. I can't say that because I'm being honest. I have every reason to just, I'm not doing it because I'm not a giver upper and I'm not a loser. And I will stay the course because I have faith in the Lord that will make it through. But I'm just keeping it real with you guys because, like, there's no point lying, and there's like, otherwise I'll just not respond until God knows when, because who knows when things will change, if they ever will do. They will, though, because God is on top. Whether you will do on my timeline that I would prefer is another story, and I'm just begging God to give me a break this winter. Like, now I am begging. I just want a break during this winter. Because like the thing is, there's no point giving me a break the other 9 months of the year because I'm going to be too hot. I was sweating now. I barely did any movement and I was sweating already when I went out. Barely dressed. People would look at me and be like, oh, you must be cold. I'm like, I'm actually sweating. And that happens to me all the time throughout winter. People are like, you must be cold. I'm like, I'm actually sweating right now. So I'm like, God, listen, if you're not going to run up this winter, just let me die. Let me die. Let me just die. I don't have to achieve anything else. I don't have to do anything else. And honestly, I don't even want to continue the bloodline. If my brothers want to do that, that's on them. I don't care anymore. Like, I just don't care about literally anything anymore. I'm so done with everything. Like, I can't describe to you guys how much I'm done with everything and I don't actually care. The only time I enjoy myself is in the presence of the Lord, and that's when I'm free. As soon as I come back to the world. So I'm like, God, just let me get 24/7 presence of the Lord, because this place is the freaking ghetto. Anyways, I can tell that I'm getting tired because I keep closing my eyes because I'm feeling tired. But I promise you, the second I stop recording and I start uploading this video, I'm going to be awake and I'm not going to sleep. It's 2 a.m. right now, 2:03. But yeah, I still won't sleep anyway. Anyways, you guys, if life's a game, let's play to win. I'm only playing to trust in the Lord at this moment. That's my winning strategy because everything else is hell. And you guys are amazing, and some people I've met are amazing, but unfortunately for me, I just don't have the emotional bandwidth right at the moment to like show up the way I want to show up for the people who I care about. And that's probably one of the most humbling parts of it all, is like, I wish I could be the woman everybody deserves right now, who doesn't factor into the people I've mentioned, but I just have nothing left to give. And that's why every time I wake up, I'm just so depressed at like, why did I have to wake up again? I could have died. But no, here we are again. So anyways, before this happens again, and I'm going to be here again, obviously, because of my faith, as I haven't given up on my faith. So I'm going to be here again tomorrow anyway. Ugh, how annoying. Anyways, guys, I've said it for life's the game so many times. So if life's the game, let's play to win. God bless you. God loves you. I love you. See how this conversation tired me out? God love God. I was all high on energy when I started because I was all dancing. And now I'm talking about serious things and remembering how horrific it is to exist in this planet. Anyways, God bless you. God loves you. I love you. I'll see you next one.